Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cameron Sports Podcast. It's your host here, Cameron Lindsay, and we're back with another brand new episode. Today's episode is a special NBA Finals edition. I'm going to be talking some preview of this matchup. I'm going to be making my prediction. I got a couple of topics. I'm going to talk about key factors in this series, and yeah, let's get right into it. So, for those of you who know, the New York Knicks swept the Cleveland Cavaliers to advance to the NBA Finals. They're representing the Eastern Conference as the Eastern Conference champions. The San Antonio Spurs just defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder, the defending NBA champs, in 7 games to advance to the NBA Finals for the first time since 2014-2015. And this is the New York Knicks' first time since 1999. So, yeah, and I was only like, I believe I was probably like maybe about 3. But no, I was 2 going to be 3 that year. So, yeah, let's get right into it. So, the main thing, first topic is regarding the New York Knicks. So, should Jalen Brunson be considered the best New York Knick of all time if he leads the Knicks to the wins the NBA championship and the Finals MVP? And I think he has a really good case because, well, I'll say this already. I think he's already passed Carmelo Anthony as the all-time Knick. Now, as a player, I don't think so. I don't think he's passed Carmelo as an all-time player. But as a New York Knick, I believe so because really he's already, since he signed with the Knicks in 2022, he's already, like I said, now has led the New York Knicks to 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances back-to-back. He's a 3-time All-NBA player. He's a 3-time All-Star. He's won Clutch Player of the Year before, so he already has some accolades added onto his resume since he signed with the Knicks in 2022 on that $100 million deal that he left the Mavericks. So I think, and he's won an NBA Cup, led the Knicks to an NBA Cup. So I think if he wins the NBA championship and he wins Finals MVP, I think he makes a great argument. Now, the only argument you can make is Patrick Ewing. I think that, in my opinion, that's the greatest New York Knick of all time. And that was, before my time. But, watching highlights and stats, I know who he is. So, I think that's probably the only player that you could probably argue that's a better New York Knick than Jalen Brunson if he leads the Knicks to the Finals, leads the Knicks to an NBA championship and wins Finals MVP. Now, like I said, would I put him over Patrick Ewing? Maybe it's close. Personally, I'll probably have him slightly under Ewing. Just slightly. If he could lead them to, let's say, again, I'm going to say this. I'm going to have to think about it because we don't know yet necessarily. Because, if he, I said, we can have this argument after when the season over. If the Knicks do win the Finals, then we can say, okay, is Brunson the best Knick of all time? Is this good enough? Depending how he plays in the Finals. If he goes and balls out and averages 28 or 30, 50% from the field, then okay, cool. Or versus okay, does he got to win another championship? So let's just see that. I ain't gonna say he has to win 2 championships when he hasn't even won the first one yet. So I'm gonna say I think he has a great consideration to be the best Knick of all time. I have him already over Carmelo because if you lead your team to back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals appearances and you lead into an NBA Finals for the first time since 1999. I don't even think Melo made it past the second round as a Knick during his tenure there. So I think he passes Carmelo as an all-time Knick, in my opinion. Next topic regarding the San Antonio Spurs. Will Wemby be officially the best player / face of the NBA if the Spurs win the championship? This season, Wemby has averaged 25 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, 3.1 blocks. That has led the league in blocks. He finished second in MVP voting, and he was unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, first team All NBA, first team All Defense. Here's the thing: if he wins the championship, I could put him over Jokic. I can't put him over SGA. because SGA last year won the championship, led the league in scoring, Finals MVP. A whole bunch of accolades that he just did last year. He just won back-to-back MVPs. I'm not gonna put Shea second or second, and put Wemby first just because he did this in one season, but SJ did the year prior, and he just won MVP again. I'm not going to discredit what SGA has just done. So I could put him over Jokic, slightly over Jokic, even though I'm not going to disrespect Jokic because Jokic is a 3-time league MVP himself. But I think Wemby is a way better defender than Jokic. He could probably end up being a better scorer than Jokic. So that's why I could put him slightly over Jokic at number 2. But will he be the face of the NBA? Maybe, because like I said, being the face and being the best player, slightly two different things. Because it's like, okay, people want it because obviously this upcoming year, this offseason, we're gonna be wondering, is LeBron gonna retire? Is he gonna be a Cav? Is he gonna be a Laker with my Lakers? So there's gonna be a lot going on, and I could put Wemby at number 2. If the Spurs do win the championship and he wins Finals MVP, I could put him number 2 behind SGA. And I'm like, hey, Wemby's coming. Like, say in his 3rd year, then I'm like, hey, because the league better watch out. You know, a 7'5" alien who can handle the ball like a guard. It's almost unfair. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's unfair. But it's a blessing to see a player like that, because it's like, it's a blessing to be alive to be able to see a player like that play in the NBA. You know, but I could put him number 2. I could put him over Jokic if the Spurs win. SGA, no, I can't, because I can't ignore what SGA has done the past 3 years. So I can't ignore that. So if he doesn't win and they don't win, I still got him. I got him at number 3 behind Jokic. I think Wemby, regardless, I think he's a top 3 player. I could put a top 3 player. It's SGA, Jokic, Wemby, Luka, Giannis. Them 5 are the top 5 players in the NBA. Them 5 foreign players are the top 5 players in the NBA. So, but at best, if he wins, I got him number 2. You could argue in the comments. Let me know if you disagree. That's fine. You know, let me know like why. You know, I see people like on First Take, saying Wemby's the best player, or different podcasts saying Wemby's the best player. But you can't ignore what SGA has done. Yeah, he outplayed SGA in the series in Western Conference Finals, but that can happen to anybody. We can't ignore what SGA has done the past couple of years. It's been unbelievable. So now for some key X factors in this series, for the Knicks, I got Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously I know Brunson's gonna be Brunson. I think he's gonna ball out. He's definitely gonna show up. But for the Knicks to win this, Cat has to show up. He has to go at it with Wemby. It's not gonna be easy because Wemby is unanimous defensive player of the year. Like I said, he's 7'5". He could stretch the floor, shoot, get to the basket, taking one step or no steps. Like I said, but Cat also can too. Cat can stretch the floor, shoot the 3. He's one of the best shooting big men ever in NBA history for a reason. He's won a 3-point contest as a big man. So I think that right there could be a key factor. Like, Karl Anthony Towns' best defense could be his offense. Like, make Wemby come to the 3-point line, get him away from the basket. That could open the lane for OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Brunson, get into the basket. So that could be a key factor right there. That's why I believe he's a key factor, because not only because he can stretch the floor, he can also get Wemby away from the basket. So that leaves the hole open for others, like I said, Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby. So giving Wemby away from the basket, that helps, So obviously against OKC, Wemby didn't have to worry about that with Isaiah Hartenstein shooting a 3, because that's not his game. He's not a 3-point shooter at all. So I think, and plus, we want Karl to stay out of foul trouble. Now, granted, like I said, throughout the playoffs, he really hasn't been in foul trouble like that. So, but it's gonna be hard because he's gonna have to guard Wemby, just like Wemby's gonna have to guard him. But Wemby is like I said, first team all defense and unanimous defensive player of the year. So that's not gonna be trouble for him. So I think key X factor is Karl Anthony Towns. For the Spurs, I got 2 players for the price of one: Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox. For the San Antonio Spurs, Castle has been looking amazing. He's very athletic, can shoot the ball. He can also defend. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see how the Spurs are gonna guard Brunson. They're gonna have Fox on Brunson. They're gonna have Castle on Brunson. If I was them, I'll put Stephon Castle bigger, a little bit bigger guard than Fox. So, because I think Castle did a pretty good, decent job on SGA, to be honest. So I think I would put him on Brunson. And, maybe Fox sometime eventually will have to guard him. So that's why I got Fox as a key factor too, because will he have to guard Brunson? But his best defense could be his offense. As long as he give the Spurs at least 14, 17 points, somewhere around there, I think he'd be fine. It could be a key impact. I don't expect him to really be a stopper on Brunson. But Castle, I do expect him to be the one to guard Brunson more than Fox in this series. That's what I do expect. So that's why I got Stephon Castle as him and De'Aaron Fox as key factors for the Spurs in this series. Like I said, I know Wemby's going to be Wemby, but, I expect Stephon Castle to be a big factor in this series on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Now it's time for my prediction. We've all been waiting for: who does Cameron got in the 2026 NBA Finals matchup? We got the 3-seeded New York Knicks, who finished the regular season with 53 wins, 29 losses, against the 2nd-seeded Spurs out the West, 62 wins, 20 losses. This is a rematch from the 1999 NBA Finals. Like I said, I was only about 2-3 years old. The Spurs ended up winning in 5 games, 4-1. Tim Duncan was named Finals MVP. He averaged 27.4 points per game, 14 rebounds, and 2.4 blocks. Yeah, that was amazing. I think that was his rookie. I believe that was his second or rookie year, I believe. Amazing. Really amazing. The Knicks and the Spurs, this is a rematch, also a rematch from the NBA Cup Championship this season. The Knicks defeated the Spurs 124-113 to win the NBA Cup. So these teams have history from this season. And it took me a while to think about this, because I'm like, okay, the Knicks did defeat the Spurs in the NBA Cup, but this is a 7-game series. And I think the Knicks do match up with the Spurs. I like the Spurs starting 5. I like the Knicks starting 5. Some argue the Knicks had the best starting 5 out of all the teams that was in the playoffs. Some other could argue the Spurs starting 5 is up there with the Knicks. So, and like I said, but something tells me the way this team is playing, all playoffs, besides the first round against Atlanta Hawks, I got to go with the Knicks. I just got to go with the Knicks. The way they've been playing, sweeping teams, like I said, they dominated Philly. They dominated the Cavs. Like I said, the only team that really pushed them was Atlanta. Atlanta got 6 games off of them. Pushed them to 6 games, ended up winning 4-2. I got the Knicks winning in 6. I think it's going to be a really good 6-game series. I think the reason I got it in 6 because I think it'll mean a lot more for the Knicks to close it out in Madison Square Garden. Think about it, the whole city of New York's going to shut down. It's going to be lit. They're going to be turned. I can see. What's his name? Spike Lee. I know he gonna be there. He gonna be lit. He gonna be downtown. All the celebrities are gonna be there. I can see them closing out in 6. Now, would it surprise me if it goes 7? Not at all. Not at all. It wouldn't surprise me if it goes 7. It wouldn't surprise me if the Spurs won at all. But I think with, like I said, the Knicks being a little bit more deeper with Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns, and you say you got a good, decent bench, So, and Mike, like I said, I do trust Mike Brown, a little bit more than I do the Spurs head coach. So, yeah, but like I said, again, the Spurs have proved that youth don't matter. The Thunder proved it last year. So, just because the Spurs are younger doesn't mean they won't end up being a better team. But I'm going the Knicks in 6 games over the Spurs for the Knicks to finally get over the hump and win the NBA championship. I know Stephen A. Smith's going to be happy. I can see him smiling, doing that little. But I wish it was my Lakers. You know, it is what it is. You know, but it's gonna be an interesting offseason. You know, I got my own things to worry about. Is LeBron gonna retire? Is he gonna be a Laker? What we gonna do with Luka? Are we gonna sign him to an extension? Are we gonna trade for Giannis? Try to trade for Giannis or sign Austin Reeves? So that's gonna be some future stuff during the offseason. I'm gonna talk on the podcast. Just give y'all a heads up. But that is my prediction for the NBA Finals. Like I said, I got the Knicks in 6. I got Brunson winning Finals MVP. And they, like I said, I got Cat as a big X factor for them to win this series if they want to win it. So let me know in the comments. Who knows? What's your NBA Finals prediction? Do you got the Spurs? You got the Knicks? Is it going to 6 games? Is it going to 7 games? Let me know. If you want to continue to touch down with Cam, remember to click that subscribe button, post notification, follow me on all social medias regarding Cameron Sports Podcast. I'm going to be here watching NBA Finals. I'll be tuning in with y'all like y'all are. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. I appreciate y'all tuning in. This has been your favorite host, Cameron Lindsay of Cameron Sports Podcast. And I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.